Pre-assessments by Ferba Hines. Pre-assessments define. Pre-assessments are the tools and techniques used to measure what particular objectives students have already mastered before instruction. The data that's generated from pre-assessments gives the teacher a starting point. So what does this really mean to pre-assess? It means to assess beforehand on a subject to allow teachers and the students to discover what they already know. This process can be beneficial in recognizing prior knowledge. It allows the students to further their thoughts by addressing more questions they may have. Pre-assessments can guide and direct teachers and students where to go next. The benefits of pre-assessments are student mastery. Students can use pre-assessments to determine whether the student has a high degree, approaching, or beginning degree of mastery in prior knowledge. Learning gaps. In students' performance, pre-assessing can reveal what students learned and what they're expected to learn. Pre-assessments can help teachers avoid reteaching what students already know. Information gathered from pre-assessing can guide instruction to challenge students during their learning process. With pre-assessments, teachers can use results to manage their time by focusing on what students need to know. Pre-assessments reveals background knowledge, which can be used by the teacher to formulate instruction and student groups that supports learning. Pre-assessment strategies. The strategies used in pre-assessment can be teacher observations. Teachers can observe students' learning patterns, behaviors, and social interactions during pre-assessment phases. Teachers can use essays to pre-assess prior knowledge on the subject matter. Student demonstrations can be a hands-on approach for students to show examples by applying what they already know. Teachers can use tabletop discussions to pre-assess prior knowledge. Journals can be used for students to freely connect with the subject, and in doing so, teachers can discover some relative information of what the student already know about the content. Teachers can create their own pre-test tailored after their expected learning goal, or generate a traditional pre-test as a broader sense to collect overall data from pre-assessing. Concept mapping can be used during pre-assessing. Students can write circles and boxes of information, drawing relative information showing the relationship between the concepts that connect with each other. During class activities, prior knowledge can be revealed. Pre-assessment can be generated by an informational questionnaire. KWL chart can be used to track what the student knows already, which is prior knowledge, and determine what the student wants to know and what the student has learned about the subject. Students can interpret pictures by referencing and identifying with the prior knowledge relating to the subject matter. The usage of pre-assessments can assist in differentiating instructions by reaching students with different learning styles and different abilities to absorb information in different ways of expressing what they have learned. Revealing prior knowledge, skills, and the student's understanding of the objective determines the mastery of the objective. Guide group instruction. Pre-assessing prior knowledge is useful in determining which group students would be most effective in learning, and for the teacher to use the gathered information to guide the student groups. Pre-assessing can assist teachers in planning to address levels of readiness for the subject matter. Pre-assessing can be used to identify difficulties and the student challenges. Challenges and negative impacts of pre-assessments can include narrow curriculum and time loss. Time can be taken away from standard curriculum in order to take time out for pre-assessments. Lack of manual dexterity. Students in the primary grades may lack the manual dexterity or other test taking skills necessary for pre assessment. Resources. Schools and teachers may lack the resources to fund pre assessing materials. Reliability and accountability. Some students may experience test anxiety, resulting in unreliable answers. Reflection. Pre-assessing scores may reflect administrators and or teachers toward determining whether students were taught properly. Hindrance of critical thinking. Pre-assessing may interfere with standard curriculum and critical thinking. In taking tests, students may become more involved in just providing answers as opposed to stimulating critical thinking skills, providing a support system for low scores. After pre assessing and revealing student weaknesses, support systems should be in place to measure students' success and to address the needs of the low scoring students. The consequences and outcomes of pre assessments. The consequences of discovering students' low pre assessment scores may result in extra course study. The outcome of pre assessing can be favorable by using results to differentiate instruction. Pre assessing creates a starting point for the teachers to provide instructions and allow students to build from existing knowledge and address particular weaknesses. Managing time in students' learning allows pre assessing to define areas of learning opportunities where, in particular, students and teachers can spend more time on. The end. And the references.